wearing number 5, Captain Ben Barron. Flank center wearing number 12, Chris Elming. Left wing, number 6, Chris Magnet. Right wing, number 16, Tim Schaefer. Number 1, P.J. Essinelli. Number 4, P.J. Russell. Number 5, Ravi Karkeep. Sorry about that. Number 8, Travis Duval. Number 9, Joey Harrington. Number 10, Phil Erickson. Number 11, Dan Schaeffler. Number 13, Todd Maher. Number 14, John Stevens. Number 15, Aaron Penke. Number 17, Andy Childs. Number 33, Mike Mason. The crew are coached by Mr. Jay LeBaire with assistant Wade Hughes and Jason Legrove. Introducing the Mill River Minutemen. In net, wearing number 33, John Turgeon. On defense, number 10, David Harlow. On defense, number 11, Tony Russo. Playing center, number 25, Nate Sabrin. Left wing, number 19, Keith LaBelle. Right wing, number 20, Andy McDevitt. Number 21, Justin Sabrin. Number 16, Joey Buckley. Number 14, Mike Rowell. Number 8, Brett LaFaso. Number 24, Chris Mason. Number 64, Peter Bride. Number 13, Rodney Gallifol. Number 18, Jamie White. Number 15, Cameron Whitehorn. Head coach White Chadwick, assisted by Chris Craig, Joey Ferrer, and Kurt Lombardi. Tonight's officials are Mr. Collmore and Mr. Bowe. We now have Miss Melanie LaBelle sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets running, the bombs bursting near, came through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hello, going for the Minutemen, Chris Almy with Chris Magnet, Tim Schaeffler, Joel Amundsen, and Ben Barron for the Mount Mansfield Cougars. There are two Shafleys, or Shafleys rather, that's the correct pronunciation, Tim Schaeffler, and also Dan Schaeffler will be seeing action. It is Almy on the draw with Sabrin, and off the draw it's in the Mount Mansfield zone. Back forward, Ben Barron sends it up to center to Magnet. Magnet back to Almy over the Mill River line. His shot goes in wide of Turgeon, played off the end board, hit the side of the cage. That was played by Tim Schaeffler, and the Minutemen skate out with it out to center. Nate Sabrin up over the red line, over the Mount Mansfield line on Barron, shoots it in and scores! He beat Walcott to the near side. Nate Sabrin from the right wing circle, and Mill River takes a 1-0 lead. 14:37 left in the first period. That didn't take long. First shot on goal. It's unassisted. Nate Sabrin on the goal. Unassisted. Oh, that didn't take long. The Minutemen have a quick 1-0 lead. Here's Andy McDevitt in deep to the far corner. McDevitt changes direction, has it in the Mount Mansfield zone. McDevitt is being bothered by B.J. Russell. Centers it, quick shot, goes in wide, and on the rebound off the end board is kicked away. That shot came from Nate Sabrin. Mount Mansfield now controlling. And from the blue line, shooting it in wide was Robbie Parikh, who scored the other night against Rutland. Now LaBelle finds it and clears it back down into the Mount Mansfield zone, and B.J. Russell back for it, but this will be icing against Mill River. Now the Minutemen change up. Harlow was in along with Russo at the points. Rao, Justin Sabrin, and Joe Buckley check in now. Ben Barron is in at a point. Joel Amundsen is in at a point for the Cougars. Joey Harrington up along with Dan Schaeffler, the brother of Tim, and also Phil Erickson. Right point, Barron shot deflected to the slot. Goes to the end board. Dan Schaeffler with it, trying to center it. Justin Sabrin there for the Minutemen, and he backhands it up to center by Barron all the way into the Cougar zone. Buckley skates it down. Buckley tried to center it, goes out to Russo at the point. Sent it to Rao, shot in on Walcott, and he makes the save. Tried to center it initially. Russo took the shot. Well, actually not a shot, maybe partial shot, and it happened to go to Rao, and then finally the save was made by Walcott, and we got the draw to the left of Walcott. Shot comes in, stopped in front, and the Cougars now control. Barron up to center. Barron over the Minutemen line. Barron shoots in, and Turgeon makes the save. Left pad, and he covers up as Barron went coast to coast. Some good action here in the early going. 13:33 left first period, 1-0 Minutemen as Mason is in. Well, with Nate Sabrin, Keith LaBelle, Harlow gets a breather, Andy McDevitt, and Tony Russo. And in to take the draw, Chris Olney for the Mansfield Cougars against Sabrin to the left of Turgeon off the draw. Schaeffler sends it in behind the cage to Magnet, far boards. That was Tim Schaeffler. Now to the left point, Amundsen with it. Had it knocked down as the Minutemen clear the length of the ice. Nate Sabrin, it's icing against the Minutemen. We'll have the draw back in the Minutemen zone. 1-0 Minutemen on that goal from Nate Sabrin. And after just 23 seconds into the hockey game, he scored unassisted. Chris Mason was in for just a bit. Now Tony Russo, or Dave Harlow back in, along with Russo for the Minutemen. Nate Sabrin and Chris Olney on the draw to the right of John Turgeon in the Mill River zone. It goes to Magna, top of the circle. Came out to the point. Amundsen couldn't keep it in. Here's LaBelle. Pokes it all the way into the Cougar zone. LaBelle skates it down, shoots it to the, well, never got the shot away. It was blocked by B.J. Russell. Now with it is Nate Sabrin. Nate Sabrin in deep, in behind at Walcott. Nate Sabrin in the far corner. He's bumped by Amundsen as he goes down, and Joel Amundsen skates it out left wing side. He goes down, got a penalty coming up against Andy McDevitt. Mansfield still controlling Olney with it over the Minutemen line. Olney skates it right to left. Leaves it for Magnet, sends it in front, and Harlow knocks it away, and here comes the call. Tripping on Andy McDevitt. Mount Mansfield will go on the power play. .42 remaining here in the first period. Well, Perry Bove took a spill, one of the referees tonight, and went crashing into the boards. He's hurting. And he's coming over to see Mike Dorian from the Vermont Sports Medicine Center. Perry Bove, the referee, one of the referees, and he's been being administered to. Perry, who of course works with us. Matter of fact, a couple of co-workers out there, Brian Collymore and Perry Bove, and Perry's been doing a lot of officiating. He had been the color commentator with us for many games and officiating in this game here, and he went crashing into the boards, and Dorian is administering to his shoulder here. Thinks maybe he's separate. I heard the comment from Brian Collymore. When play is back in, Mount Mansfield will be going on the power play with 12:42 left first period. Nate Sabrin scoring for the Minutemen unassisted, and the Minutemen have a 1-0 lead. They're still administering to Perry Bove here. While they do that, while we have an opportunity, take this 30-second timeout.
Casella Waste
Underway with it is Ravi Parikh, and Parikh wanted to center it, and Harlow steals and clears it all the way back down into the Cougar zone. Keep in mind, Mount Mansfield on the power play. Andy McDevitt off right now for the Minutemen. A minute 45 left on the Cougar power play. And losing it in the zone was Todd Farr, as Rao was in there forechecking, but now with it is B.J. Russell. Russell gets it out to center, onto the stick of Travis Duval. He lost it to Russo. Russo lost it back to Duval. Russo gets it back again by him. Rao had it knocked down. Now Harlow sends it to the Cougar line where Barron has it. Has it poked away by Harlow at center. Harlow over the Cougar line. Harlow shot deflected by Russell, and it goes right to Ravi Parikh. Parikh sends it up to Duval over the red line, over the Mill River line, left wing side. Send it off the far boards. Wanted to go to Barron, and clearing at the length of the ice is Mike Rao all the way in on Walcott, and he'll leave it for Joel Amundsen. A minute left on the Cougar power play. 11:40 left first period. Mill River 1 and Mount Mansfield nothing. Cougars got it out to center. Nate Saber and swatted it in. It came back out on a teammate, and now the Cougars swatted all the way into the Mill River zone. No icing. Back for Tony Russo. Puck on edge. Russo tries to clear. Barron keeps it in at the point. Now with it, left wing side is Phil Erickson. Sends it in front. Wanted to go to Harrington, off him. Cleared away at the slot. Back out to Barron at the point. Barron sends it to the end board. Back forward for the Minutemen. Russo gets it out to Harlow. 30 seconds left in the Mount Mansfield power play. Harlow had it knocked down, but get it back again and gets it out to center. But back for Dan Schaeffler to Amundsen. Amundsen now to Joey Harrington over the Mill River line. Down the middle. Ridden off the puck by LaBelle. Amundsen over for it. Amundsen goes down near boards as he was bumped by Harlow. And the Minutemen managed to clear the length of the ice. Nate Saber. 6 seconds left in the Mount Mansfield power play as Walcott leaves it for Barron. And the power play is over. Both teams at full strength as Andy McDevitt is back, and he'll come skating to the bench. The Cougars get it into the Mill River zone where Russo has it. Got it out to Buckley, and Buckley clears back down into the Mount Mansfield zone. Back for Joel Amundsen for the Cougars. Joel Amundsen shadowed by Justin Sabrin as the Minutemen change up. Joel Amundsen starts it up the middle now, and he lost it to Rao. Rao far corner. Rao to Justin Sabrin, went by him at the slot. Comes to the near side. Tim Schaeffler with it. Tries to clear it out. Buckley keeps it in at the point. Knocked away by Walcott. Goes to the far boards. Phil Erickson lost it, but it goes right to Amundsen behind his own cage. Sends it around for Tim Schaeffler. Bumped by Buckley. Still in the Mount Mansfield zone. Olney is over there. Olney sends it in behind his own goaltender, and Amundsen has it. Then gets hit by Rao. Puck comes loose, and over forward is Amundsen. Amundsen out to Elmy. Poke checked away by Buckley to Justin Sabrin. Lost it at the circle. Amundsen now sends it too far left wing side for Erickson as it comes out to center. Whitehorn seeing action, sends it back into the Cougar zone. Back forward is Ben Barron. Barron avoids Andy McDevitt. Got bumped a little bit. LaBelle steals and backhands it in behind Walcott. Cougar zone. Amundsen trying to skate it down. Amundsen overskates it, then finds it behind his own goaltender. Amundsen starts it out right wing side. Joel Amundsen for the Cougars. His pass stolen away at the line by Andy McDevitt. McDevitt down the slot, ridden off the puck, and over forward is Ben Barron. Barron skates it up to center for Mount Mansfield over the red line, over the Mill River line. Wrist shot wide of Turgeon, played off the end board by Russo. Russo swings it around, stolen by Barron. Barron lost it at the circle to Sabrin. Nate Sabrin get it out to center to McDevitt. Pass intended for LaBelle, intercepted by Barron at center, and he gets it to Magnin, who shoots it in wide. It comes around the boards. Almy now. Almy sends it in behind Turgeon, over forward Russo. Swings it around far boards for Andy McDevitt. McDevitt's pass for Nate Sabrin, and Sabrin flips the puck in behind Walcott, Mount Mansfield zone. Brent LaFaso is in for checking. He's in with Harlow, and LaFaso sent it to the end board behind Walcott. Amundsen over for it. Amundsen bumped by LaFaso. Now B.J. Russell there with the puck. Trying to go up to Todd Farr, knocked down, but Russell got it back again. Swings it around far side for Parikh by him. Kept in at the right point by Mason. Sends it in behind Walcott. Comes to the near corner now. Justin Sabrin. Justin Sabrin lost it to Amundsen. Amundsen up to center, up over the red line. Let's fly from outside the blue line. Deflected to the near corner. Mill River zone by Dave Harlow. Harlow Harlow starts it out, clears it up to center, too far for Rao, all the way into the Cougar zone. Back forward, B.J. Russell in behind his own goaltender. Russell sends it out left wing side for Parikh. He sends it up to Travis Duval. He lost it. It goes back to Russell at the end board. Russell changes direction on Justin Saber. Pass too far for Parikh. One-timer. Russo at the point. Deflected on the way in. It comes out to Justin Saber, and at the circle, it was LaFaso who deflected it initially. Finally, the Cougars get it out to center. With it is Duval over the Mill River line. Shoots in wide of Turgeon. Played off the end board by Russo. He avoids Duval and starts it out left wing side. Get it up to Justin Saber and up to McDevitt off him into the Cougar zone far corner as he's hit by Russell. We're going to have a penalty coming up on B.J. Russell for holding. And so the Minutemen will go on the power play. B.J. Russell going off for holding for Mount Mansfield. 7:16 left first period as Mill River 1, Mount Mansfield nothing. Minutemen scoring just 23 seconds into the hockey game. Unassisted goal by Nate Saber. Nate Saber and Andy McDevitt, Keith LaBelle, Tony Russo, and Dave Harlow on the Minutemen power play. Dan Schaeffler is in, Joey Harrington, Ben Barron, and Chris Almy, the four skaters for Mount Mansfield. Saberin on the draw with Schaeffler, and off the draw, the Cougars managed to clear it all the way back down into the Minutemen zone as Turgeon will leave it for Tony Russo. Mill River on the power play as Russo starts it up right wing side. Tony Russo sends it on the left wing to Harlow, off Saberin back to Russo. Now with it is McDevitt at the line, shoots it in behind Walcott, back forward Ben Barron. Barron is hit by Nate Saberin as he got it to the far corner. McDevitt with it though as he steals. McDevitt to Saberin. Saberin back to McDevitt, far side. Minutemen on the power play to Harlow, back to McDevitt, wanted to go on the give and go. Almy intercepts and clears it out to center by Russo off his stick, and he'll have to retreat to his own zone. A minute 20 left in the Mill River power play. 6:33 left first period. Mill River up 1-0. Up to center, Andy McDevitt. Andy McDevitt over the red line, over the Cougar line on Almy. McDevitt cuts it in behind Walcott. Tries to center it off Nate Saber, off LaBelle, back to McDevitt. Top of the right wing circle out to Russo, right point. Shoots in, deflected off Saber into the far corner. Almy had it knocked down by LaBelle. 55 seconds left in the Mill River power play. Saberin with it now, in behind Walcott. Nate Saberin to the left wing circle, changes direction. Nate Saberin in behind the goaltender, set it in front, and it's knocked away. Comes out to the right point now to Russo, to Nate Saberin, right wing circle. Shoots, save, Walcott, and he smothers the puck on the rebound. We'll have a stoppage in play with 39 seconds left on the Mill River power play. And Carl Hatfield, who was the referee in game one with Brian Collmore, looks like he's coming back out. And Perry Bove, who suffered that shoulder injury, who since the injury has been the referee, and he apparently is okay. So Carl Hatfield was willing to come back on, but Perry apparently is okay. And so we'll have the draw to the left of the Mansfield goaltender. Minutemen on the power play. Harlow gets it to Andy McDevitt, right wing circle. Shoots it across the crease with LaBelle waiting at the doorstep. Went by him. Russo back to LaBelle near corner. Now to Saberin in behind Walcott. Saberin stick handling. Now to LaBelle. Quick shot. Save. Walcott. And the rebound is cleared back down to the Mill River zone. 18 seconds left in the Mill River power play. As the Minutemen try to start it over again. Russo has it left wing side. Got the pass from Harlow. Pass intercepted in the zone by Schaeffler. And then the Minutemen get it out to center. Rao looking for it. Magnet sends it back to Barron. And Barron has to retreat to his own zone. Penalty over, both teams at full strength. 5:14 left first period. Minutemen lead at 1-0. McDevitt in behind Walcott. McDevitt sends it far corner to Saberin. Back to McDevitt in behind Walcott. McDevitt changes directions on Joel Amundsen twice. And the pass deflected by Barron, but McDevitt got it back again. Now to Rao, skates it to the left wing circle. Wrist shot goes across the crease to the far boards. Over forward Harlow. Harlow is hit. And finally clearing it out is Almy out to center. Almy wanted to go to Tim Schaeffler, couldn't skate it down. Rao has it at center. Rao wanted to go to Harlow, knocked away by Barron in his own zone. Saberin kept it in. Knocked away by Amundsen, up to Magnan. Magnet lost it in his own zone to Harlow, kept it alive. Now over forward is Barron, and he clears it out to center to Olney. Up over the red line, over the Mill River line, left to right, top of the slot. Wrist shot saved by Turgeon. Harlow skates away with a rebound on a battle with Olney. Still in the Minutemen zone. Now Tim Schaeffler intercepts, skates it left to right. Backhander save, and again the backhander went across the crease. That wasn't Schaeffler, that was Chris Magnet, and he also had the backhander off the rebound. Now the Minutemen the other way, and Sabrin's shot from outside the blue line goes in wide off the end board. Played now by B.J. Russell. Tries to clear it out. Justin Sabrin keeps it in, has it knocked down by Olney. Now Rao with it, sent it to the top of the slot, and finally cleared out by Olney and brought back over by Cam Whitehorn, and this will be offside against the Minutemen. Magnan is number 6, and Tim Schaeffler is number 16, and sometimes from the angle, tough to tell the two, and it was Magnan who had a couple of bids in on John Turgeon. We'll have the draw just outside the Cougar line. And the Minutemen control. Rao sends it into the Cougar zone, and back forward is B.J. Russell. Russell swings it around near side, intended for Todd Farr, but kept in by Russo at the point. Russo off Buckley at the circle, and back forward is Amundsen. Amundsen swings it around, wanted to go to Parika, went off the dasher board. Justin Sabrin from the right wing circle shoots in, and a save is made by Dagan Walcott, and he covers up. We'll have the draw to the left of the Mount Mansfield goaltender. 1-0 Mill River, 3:28 left first period. Dagan Walcott getting the starting nod in goal here tonight for Mount Mansfield. Jamie White seeing his first action for the Minutemen. He's in there right now, as well as Cam Whitehorn. Russo at the point, shoots in, it goes wide as it was deflected. Over for it is Joel Amundsen, skates it out for Mount Mansfield. Cross ice pass onto the stick of Parikh, and Parikh shoots it in from just inside the blue line. It goes wide. Farr tries to dig it out as he's in forechecking. Comes now to Parikh, top of the slot. Parikh now getting it to Duval. Duval on the far boards. Sent it to the slot where Russo intercepts and fires up the center, and back forward B.J. Russell. 3 minutes left first period. Russell to Ravi Parikh. Parikh sends it into the Mill River zone where Russo initially fanned on it, knocked away, but back forward now is Cam Whitehorn. Whitehorn losing it to Duval in forechecking. Duval hit by Whitehorn. Puck loose, and Whitehorn sends it to the near corner. Only Russo over for it. Russo wanted to come up to LaBelle, still in the Mill River zone. LaBelle gets it out to center to Justin Sabrin. Up over the red line, over the Cougar line, knocked away and stolen away by Ben Barron. And Barron sends it up to center, right onto the stick of Travis Duval. And we have a whistle. And I think it's an inadvertent whistle, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll have a draw at center ice. I'm assuming it's inadvertent because I have no idea what the whistle was for if it was not. That's why the draw is at center ice here. I think they thought that was offside going the other way, but it was the wrong way. LaBelle from the red line fires into the Mount Mansfield zone. It goes to the far corner as Sabrin is in, where Andy McDevitt and Sabrin are in. Forechecking Nate Sabrin, trying to center it, knocked away, goes to the far boards. Andy McDevitt with it, far corner. Andy McDevitt swings it around to the right wing circle. LaBelle at the slot, shoots in, save, and Andy McDevitt's shot goes in wide off the rebound. Andy McDevitt trying to keep it alive at the end board, does to Nate Sabrin. Swings it around to the left wing circle, Nate Sabrin. Sabrin in front, wanted to go to McDevitt, by him off the end board, played by Ben Barron. Swings it around left wing side for Phil Erickson. Erickson now gets it out to center. He gets hit by Nate Sabrin at center, and it goes right onto the stick of Dan Schaeffler, and he scores from the blue line. Dan Schaeffler from way downtown from the blue line ties it up at 1-1 with 1:44 left in the first period. Dan Schaeffler for the Mount Mansfield Cougars. And that came out of nowhere as the Minutemen were absolutely dominating. Joey Harrington getting the assists on that. The Minutemen had things under control, dominating, and then Dan Schaeffler scores from the blue line. 1-1. Play back in. Amundsen gets it into the Mill River zone and behind Turgeon. Back for now, Harlow. Harlow had it poked away for a moment by Almy. Then he goes down. We got a penalty coming up against Mount Mansfield. And Joel Amundsen will play the puck in his own zone. And here comes the whistle. And here comes the tripping call. So the Minutemen will be going on the power play. 1-1, a minute 27 left here in the first period in game 2 of our doubleheader. Going off for tripping will be Tim Schaeffler. It was Dan Schaeffler that scored the goal for Mount Mansfield from Joey Harrington. And this is Tim Schaeffler going off. Left the draw in the Mount Mansfield zone. Draw to the left of Walcott. Off the draw, shot in, save. Shot in by Nate Saber. Now McDevitt with it. The Mill River Minutemen are on the power play for the rest of the period unless they score. Russo now, left point. Russo to McDevitt along the near boards. Barron steals for the Cougars and clears it up to center. Off Almy. Almy skates it down, gets it over the Mill River line, skates it right to left. Almy fires wide of Turgeon off the end board. Play by Harlow up to Andy McDevitt. Up to Nate Sabrin. Sabrin had it poked away by Barron to Almy. Almy goes down. Sabrin gets it back again, gets it into the Cougar zone, and back for it Magnet as he steals. 50 seconds left in the first period, and a minute 20 left in the Mill River power play. As the Minutemen send it back into the Cougar zone, and back for it is Joel Amundsen. Amundsen behind his own goaltender. He's bumped, got it to Barron, and Barron clears the length of the ice. 35 seconds left first period. Minute 8 left on the power play as Dave Harlow back to play the puck for the Minutemen. Gets it up to LaBelle at his own line, poked away, and with it is Travis Duval. Sends it back to Barron in his own zone. Barron flips it all the way into the Mill River zone. It will be stick to the far corner by Turgeon for Russo. Russo chops it off the glass. Andy McDevitt with it now. 14 seconds left in the first period. 45 seconds left in the power play. McDevitt roars over the Mount Mansfield line. McDevitt far boards, gets it out to the right point to Russo. Has it knocked down. Russo gets it back again. 3 seconds left in the period. Russo to the end board for McDevitt, and that is the end of the first period. And the Minutemen will have a 34-second power play opportunity going into the second period. It's 1-1. Mill River 1, Mount Mansfield 1 after a period in game 2. Well, hockey doubleheader here on bump by Buckley. Trying to go out to far, intercepted by Justin Sabrin, but intercepting for the Cougars Duval, and he backhands it all the way back down into the Mill River zone, and back forward Tony Russo. Russo chops it around near side. Want to go for Raul. Parikh in for checking. Raul looking for it. Whitehorn is over there. Comes loose to the circle. Justin Sabrin tried to clear it out. Kept in by Farr at the line. Buckley looking for it now. Justin Sabrin skates it over the red line. Sabrin is bumped by Barron as he gets into the Cougar zone. Now Farr with it at center from Mount Mansfield over the red line, over the Mill River line. Farr to the right wing circle, shoots in. Nice save by Turgeon. Whitehorn trying to skate away with it. Mason had it for a moment, poked away. Puck loose in the Mill River zone, kept alive along the line by Duval. Backhands it to the circle by Chris Mason. Mason chops it around, and he manages to clear it back down into the Cougar zone off the near boards, and back forward for Mount Mansfield, Ben Barron. As the Minutemen change up. 13 minutes left second period. We're tied at 1-1. It's out to center. Nate Sabrin retreats to his own zone for the Minutemen. Passes up too far at center, intercepted by Barron. That was too far for LaBelle. Now intercepting the center is McDevitt. He goes down. Nate Sabrin now shoots it into the Mount Mansfield zone in behind Walcott. Far corner, LaBelle with it. LaBelle is bumped by B.J. Russell. Sabrin now in behind the cage. Nate Sabrin for LaBelle, went off his stick. Now Farr with it for Mount Mansfield along the far boards, tries to clear it out, kept in by Harlow, and he shoots it all the way in and they score! And Nate Sabrin might have got a piece of it on the way by. Harlow took the shot. We'll see if Nate Sabrin gets the goal, and Mill River goes up 2-1 with 12:26 left in the second period. That keep floating in, and they get the score. And it is Nate Sabrin on the goal. That's his second goal of the game. He did deflect it on the way by, and Dave Harlow getting the assist. That coming with 12:26 left here in the second period as the Minutemen go up 2-1. Harlow on the assist, play back in. Here's LaBelle trying to center it for McDevitt. By him out to Harlow for the point. Saved by Walcott. And the rebound comes to the near boards. So the Minutemen have retaken the lead 2-1. Peter Bride is in at the right point. Shoots it in, stopped at the circle. Nate Sabrin looking for it. Back out to Bride, right point. Bride sends it back to the circle for Nate Sabrin, off him, back to Pete Bride. Sends it off the far boards now. Wanted to go to LaBelle. LaBelle and Barron both fall down. Joey Harrington over now for Mount Mansfield. He's spun around as LaBelle steals in the zone. Out to the left point to Harlow, to Russo off his stick, and skating it out now is Phil Erickson for the Cougars. Up over the red line, gets it to Harrington over the Mill River line, and they're offside. So Nate Sabrin with his second goal of the hockey game from Dave Harlow. Harlow took the shot and it went floating in on Dagan Wolcott, and Nate Sabrin got a stick on it on the way by. And it went by Dagan Wolcott, the Mount Mansfield goaltender. 2-1, Mill River. Nate Sabrin with both Mill River goals. Play underway. Amundsen at the red line. Dumps it into the Mill River zone. Back forward, Tony Russo behind John Turgeon. Wanted to go to Mason by him along the near boards. But finally it came out for a moment by Rao, and Justin Sabrin had it for a moment. Now Mason gets it back to Rao. Pokes it over for Justin Sabrin. They get it out of the zone. Past Brett LaFaso. All the way into the Mount Mansfield zone. Back forward Amundsen. LaFaso in forechecking. Amundsen in behind his own cave. Starts it out left wing side. Gets it up to Magnet. Magnet up to Olney. Olney to Tim Schaeffler. Skates it down. Mill River zone. Back to Olney. Pokes it to the slot. And back forward was Chris Mason. Mason lost it, but finally deflected out to center by Justin Sabrin. And it floats into the Mount Mansfield zone. And back forward is B.J. Russell. Russell starts it out right wing side. Changes direction. Shadowed by Justin Sabrin. McDevitt steals in the zone. Russell got it back again up to Olney. Olney sends it by Magnet at center, but Tim Schaeffler with it over the Mill River line. Schaeffler lets fly. It scores! Tim Schaeffler, between the right wing circle and the line, beat John Turgeon, and that ties it up at 2-2. Tim and Dan Schaeffler have scored tonight for Mount Mansfield. This time it was Tim Schaeffler with 10:38 left here in the second period, all tied up at 2 apiece. And the assist going to Chris Olney. So it's 2-2. We have now 10:33 left second period. Play back in Barron over the Mill River line. Barron shoots in wide of Turgeon. It goes to Ravi Parikh. Parikh sends it in. Turgeon on the save, and poking at it for a rebound that never came was Travis Duval. We got a stoppage in play. Dan Schaeffler scored for the Cougars in the first period. It was Tim Schaeffler this time. Duval and Nate Sabrin on the draw to the right of John Turgeon in the Mill River zone. Tonight's game tape for telecast at a later date on Channel 15. Jim Kale is the cameraman. As play back in, it's out to center. Back forward, Ben Barron for the Cougars, and hit in his own zone by Andy McDevitt. Got it to Joel Amundsen. Amundsen off the near board, sent it to the Mill River zone where Russo sends it out to center for McDevitt. McDevitt over the Mount Mansfield line. They're offside. Nate Sabrin was over the line on the left wing side. 10:07 left second period. We're tied at 2-2. Nate Sabrin put the Minutemen on top 1-0, 23 seconds into the game. Dan Schaeffler would tie it late in the first period for Mount Mansfield. Nate Sabrin put the Minutemen up 2-1 in the second period before Tim Schaeffler would tie it at 2-2, and that's where we stand right now. 2-2. Barron sends it up to center off the stick of Erickson, but Erickson gets it back again and had it poke checked away. It went to Harrington. Shoots it off the glass in behind Turgeon. Whitehorn knocks it away for Justin Sabrin. Sends it the other way. On the near boards now for Mike Rao. Rao sent it out to center. Harrington intercepts at the line. Backhands it back into the Minutemen zone where Rao knocks it down. Rao sends it off left wing side for Harlow. Harlow to the red line. Shoots it into the Mount Mansfield zone for Buckley. Shoots it in. It goes wide. Played off the end board by Wolcott. Leaves it for B.J. Russell up for Phil Erickson. But it went by him. Russo at the point. The save by Wolcott. Rebound to the far boards. Barron and Buckley looking for Justin Sabrin. Kept it alive to the far corner. And over forward is Ben Barron in behind his own cage. Changes direction. Ben Barron sends it along the near boards for Erickson. By him out to Russo at the point. Partially fans on it. But it goes to Buckley. He's ridden off the puck as Erickson comes over. Gets it out to center. Buckley knocks it back toward the line. There to get it back is Dan Schaeffler. He got it up to Erickson to Harrington. Right wing circle. His shot deflected off the glass in behind Turgeon. In the Minutemen zone. The Minutemen get it out. No, not quite. Harrington kept it in. Harrington sends it to the far corner. Back forward is Harlow. Harlow now will start it off for Mill River left wing side. Harlow sends it up onto the stick of LaBelle. LaBelle will go in alone on Wolcott. And Wolcott makes the save. LaBelle gets the rebound and tried to go to the right wing circle and went by everybody. Magnan then lost it to Nate Sabrin. Nate Sabrin to the near corner at the end board. Sabrin to LaBelle. Lines it up. Save and knocked away off the rebound. Saved by Wolcott. Skated out by Magnan at center. Magnan trickles the puck into the Mount Mansfield zone where Harlow steals. Harlow starts it out right wing side. Harlow along the near boards. Harlow over the red line, over the Mount Mansfield line. Harlow cuts it in on Russell to the end board. Russell pokes it away. Russell sends it for Magnet along the near boards, hit by McDevitt. Still in the Mount Mansfield zone. Sabrin tries to keep it in, comes out to center, back for Cam Whitehorn. Less than 8 minutes left, second period. We're tied at 2-2 as Magnet leaves it for Almy, and then somehow Whitehorn knocked it away, but Almy got it back again. Then he's ridden off the puck by Andy McDevitt. Now Magnet with it. Back to Almy. Shoots in, covered up, save on the short side. John Turgeon, and he hangs on. Oh, LaBelle had a bid going in alone on Walcott, and Walcott robbed him in close just a few moments ago. 7:44 left, second period. We're tied at 2 apiece. The draw to the right of John Turgeon in the Mill River zone is Nate Sabrin will take the draw with Chris Almy of Mount Mansfield. And off the draw, won by the Minuteman. McDevitt skates it out to center, poked away by Russell, but it goes right to Nate Sabrin, and he whistles it in behind Walcott. Far boards, over for LaBelle. LaBelle, far corner. Andy Child seeing some action from Mount Mansfield for the first time, battling with LaBelle. Now it goes to Sabrin out to the left point to Russo, shoots it to the near corner. Played off the boards now by Magnet, over skates it. McDevitt keeps it in for the Minutemen to the right wing circle. Andy McDevitt, wrist shot, save, Walcott, and he covers up near side, had his stick on the puck at the net, and we'll get the draw to the left of Dagan Walcott. 7:15 left, second period, tied at 2-2. Justin Sabrin, Brett LaFaso, Mike Rao, Dave Harlow, and Tony Russo in for the Minutemen. Ravi Parikh is in. Travis Duval in. Ben Barron for Mount Mansfield. Joe Amundsen is in there. Joel Amundsen, and also Farr is in there. Todd Farr, draw the Mount Mansfield zone, went to Parikh, got it out to center. Harlow now starts it over again for Russo, and Russo dumps the puck into the Mount Mansfield zone. Amundsen now sends it back out to center, and with it is Justin Sabrin at center. Backhands it into the Cougar zone. Barron knocks it down, and finally swatting it out was Amundsen up for Ravi Parikh. Parikh has set it behind Duval. He lost it to Rao. Rao sent it to the Mount Mansfield line, and over for it Amundsen. Amundsen off the far boards for Farr. Can't skate it down as Harlow clears it out to center. Barron with it now at the red line. Barron got it to the Mill River line. Harlow intercepts. Harlow backhanded pass up for LaFaso, and he went down, intercepted by Barron. Off Parikh back into the Mill River zone, and back forward is Tony Russo. He'll start it behind Turgeon. Wanted to go right wing side, and finally did get it up right wing side to McDevitt. Skates it up to center. McDevitt flips it all the way into the Mount Mansfield zone, and then on the chase, but it came from outside the red line. This will be icing against Mill River. We'll have the draw to the right of Mill River goaltender John Turgeon. 6:22 left, second period, tied up at 2-2. It'll be Dan Schaeffler who got the first goal, and Andy McDevitt now as they send Sabrin out of the circle. Up the draw, puck on edge, but McDevitt skates it out to center, pokes it all the way into the Mount Mansfield zone, tries to skate it down, does on Barron. Barron knocked it away for a moment, McDevitt with it. Trying to center it off Sabrin, they're poking at it in front. LaBelle is there too, and it's covered up by Walcott. As a matter of fact, it wasn't covered up by Walcott. I think LaBelle came down on it, didn't he? Unless Walcott got it out quicker than I could see it. Maybe that's what happened. We'll have the draw to the right of Dagan Walcott. Nate Sabrin taking the draw for the Minutemen. Sabrin shoots in, save Walcott. Rebound, McDevitt couldn't get a stick on it. He was spun around. Erickson managed to clear it out as Whitehorn couldn't keep it at the point. Back forward, Harlow, his own zone now for Mill River, shadowed by Harrington. Harlow got it out to center off LaBelle. Finally, it's Barron in his own zone. Got the pass back from Dan Schaeffler, and finally the puck at center ice went into the bench area, and we have a stoppage in play. 5:49 left, second period, tied up at 2 apiece. Justin Sabrin at center with Chris Almy on the draw. Sabrin in with Rao and also Buckley, Mason, and also Russo. Justin Sabrin lost it to Magnet. Magnet over the line, shoots in, sticked away by Turgeon off the Far boards play by Tim Schaeffler. Got it in front to the left wing circle. Almy with it now to Magnet. Magnet to the left wing circle. Had it knocked down. Schaeffler couldn't get a stick on it. And it's finally cleared by the Minutemen. Back down into the Cougar zone on a chase. Rao. Backboard Ben Barron. This will be icing against Mill River anyway. We'll have the draw to the left of John Turgeon. Nate Sabrin scored twice for the Minutemen. Dan Schaeffler and Tim Schaeffler have scored for the Mount Mansfield Cougars. Cougars going with Almy, Magnet, Tim Schaeffler, B.J. Russell, and Joel Amundsen. Justin Sabrin will take the draw with Almy to the left of Turgeon off the draw. Tim Schaeffler got it back to Almy and shot it in wide. Magnet back in front. Couldn't get a stick on it. Puck loose. Minutemen knock it away. Kept alive by Amundsen to the slot. Almy with it. Almy shoots it in weakly on Turgeon and he covers up. As Nate Sabrin, Keith LaBelle, and Andy McDevitt come on for the Minutemen. Todd Farr is on, along with Ravi Parikh and Travis Duval for Mount Mansfield. The draw to the right of John Turgeon in the Mill River zone. 5:07 left, second period, tied up at 2 apiece. Duval on the draw with Sabrin and skating out of there with it for the Minutemen to center is Andy McDevitt to the red line. Dumps it into the Mount Mansfield zone to the end board. Joel Amundsen backboard. Amundsen starts it up the middle, then gets hit. Puck loose out towards center ice. Duval with it. Duval has Ravi Parikh with him. Got into the zone. Harlow sends it out to center to McDevitt. Retreats to his own zone. Sends it left wing side for LaBelle over the Cougar line. LaBelle dumps it in near corner. On a chase, Sabrin to McDevitt. Ridden off the puck. LaBelle managed to poke it out to Russo at the point. Shoots it in. Deflected off Sabrin wide. Sabrin played it off the end board. Now Amundsen with it. Joel Amundsen changes direction for the Cougars. It's now right wing side for Farr up to Duval at center. Duval sent it toward the Mill River line, intercepted by Harlow to LaBelle. LaBelle's pass deflected by Duval into the Minutemen zone. And back forward Harlow. Duval and Harlow on a battle. It's dug out, and the backhander goes across the crease as that was dug out by Farr, and Farr had the backhander. Now McDevitt sends it up to center. McDevitt had it poke checked away at center by B.J. Russell, then he got it back and sent it in behind Walcott. Justin Sabrin goes down, so does Amundsen. Duval finds it and clears it the length of the ice for Mount Mansfield, and this will be icing against the Cougars. 3:53 left, second period. We're all tied up at 2 apiece. Game 2 of our doubleheader. Game 1 tonight, Brattleboro 5, Rutland 1. Justin Sabrin, Mike Rao, Chris Mason, Brett LaFaso, and also Cam Whitehorn in there right now for the Minutemen. Dan Schaeffler taking the draw for the Cougars with Justin Sabrin off the draw. Went by Rao, Whitehorn, lost it. It was deflected. Now LaFaso top of the slot. He had it intercepted by Barron at the slot, and he got it out to center for Erickson. Erickson ridden off the puck by Whitehorn, and then Rao sends it in behind Walcott, and back forward Ben Barron. Sends it out to Joel Amundsen. At the other side, bumped by Rao. Now digging it out is Justin Sabrin. Sends it behind Walcott, but Ben Barron back forward up to Joey Harrington, right wing side. Harrington gets it to Dan Schaeffler. Schaeffler over the Mill River line, and they're offside, and the save was made anyway by Turgeon, as Phil Erickson was ahead of the play on the left wing side. We'll have the draw just outside the Mill River zone. 2-2, 3:22 left, second period. Sabrin in with Andy McDevitt, LaBelle, Russo, and Whitehorn right now for the Minutemen. It's Almy with Magnet and Tim Schaeffler, Amundsen and Barron. Amundsen with it at his own line for Mount Mansfield, sent it by Almy, and Nate Sabrin finds it, sends it into the Cougar zone in behind Walcott, and back forward is Ben Barron. Sends it off right wing side for Almy. He was really hit. Now with it is Joel Amundsen. That wasn't Almy. He was hit by Sabrin. It was Tim Schaeffler. Shot by Amundsen just over the line, saved by Turgeon, and he hangs on. It was Tim Schaeffler that was really hit by Nate Sabrin. Apparently, what happened there, Randy? Did they shoot the puck after the whistle? Is that what it is? I call them more warning, the Mount Mansfield bench. So that's a warning, and that's it. I don't know if that shot came in after a whistle or not. At any rate, we'll have the draw to the right of John Turgeon with 2:57 left second period. It's 2-2. Salmi on the draw with Nate Sabrin, and the Minutemen won it, but McDevitt couldn't clear it away. Barron kept it in, then McDevitt gets it back again for Sabrin. Now with it is Amundsen. Amundsen was the one that kept it in before as well. He's on there along with Barron. Now over the line is Almy. Almy to the right wing circle. Almy stops, shoots in, saved by Turgeon, and the rebound knocked all the way back down into the Cougar zone by Tony Russo. 2:30 left second period as Walcott leaves it for Barron. Barron sends it off left wing side for Magnet. Magnet's pass by Almy out to center, and back forward is Harlow at his own zone for Mill River. Harlow sends it right wing side for Russo, plays it off the near boards. Shadowed by Magnet. Almy intercepts in the zone. Almy skates it left to the right wing circle on a battle with Harlow, and Harlow steals nicely and clears it out to center. Back forward Amundsen, and Amundsen sends it into the bench area and out of play. So we'll have a draw here at center ice. 2-2, 2:05 left second period. We have a penalty coming up here. Apparently we do. For boarding. And it will be whoever it is, they're reluctant to go over there. Boarding. And it's Andy McDevitt. Andy McDevitt going off for boarding for Mill River, so the Cougars will be going on the power play. They'll have it unless they score for virtually the rest of the period. 2:05 left second period. We're tied up at 2-2. McDevitt off for boarding and Mount Mansfield on the power play. The draw just outside the Mill River zone. Travis Duval off the draw for Mount Mansfield, gets it into the Minutemen zone. Russo clears it out to center, and back forward is Barron. Barron near his own line, sends it off Duval into the Mill River zone, and over for it Nate Sabrin throws it way up into the air for LaBelle at center, and LaBelle fires in behind Walcott. Mount Mansfield zone, 1:43 left in the Cougar power play. Ravi Parikh bumped by LaBelle, but he got it to Duval. Duval sends it off the far boards, wanted to go up for Barron, intercepted by Nate Sabrin. Sabrin skates it left to right. Sabrin over the Mount Mansfield line. Sabrin in deep to the right wing circle, right to left. Sabrin to the left wing circle. Sabrin ragging the puck nicely. Sabrin out near the line, and he will take off all the way back toward his own line. And he sent it up to center, then lost it to Ravi Parikh, and Parikh steers it into the Mill River zone, and back forward Harlow, and Harlow clears the length of the ice. 1:09 left on the Mount Mansfield power play. 1:10 left in the second period. We're tied at 2-2. With it is Phil Erickson. Sent it up to center, and it goes right by one man, but Harrington with it. That went right by Dan Schaeffler, but the Minutemen clear again. Harlow all the way back down into the Cougar zone. 50 seconds left on the Mount Mansfield power play. Now coming down on 50 seconds left second period. We're tied at 2-2. B.J. Russell sends it up to center for Joey Harrington over the red line. Harrington now gets it over the line to Phil Erickson. Erickson ridden off the puck by Russo. Puck comes loose to the corner. Erickson got it back again. Tried to center it, knocked away, and cleared all the way back down by Nate Sabrin. 25 seconds left on the Mount Mansfield power play. 27 seconds left in the second period. Tied at 2-2. Erickson with it, left wing side up to center for Mount Mansfield. Erickson's pass now to Dan Schaeffler over the line to Joey Harrington, right wing circle. Skates it down at the corner, avoids a check from Sabrin. Puck is loose at the end board, and Schaeffler and Sabrin collide. 9 seconds left in the period, 3 seconds left on the power play. It's in behind John Turgeon. Penalty over, both teams at full strength. 2 seconds left, 1. That's the end of the second period. So the Minutemen did a great job of killing off that Mount Mansfield power play opportunity. We've played 2 periods now in game 2 of our doubleheader. After 2, our score, Mill River 2, Mount Mansfield 2. We'll be back after this timeout. We certainly appreciate it. So the Minutemen going right to left here in the third period. The Cougars going left to right. Dagan Walcott, the goaltender for Mount Mansfield, off to our left. John Turgeon for the Minutemen off to our right. Nate Sabrin in with Keith LaBelle and also Andy McDevitt and Tony Russo and Dave Harlow. It's Almy, Magnet, Tim Schaeffler, Ben Barron, Joel Amundsen for Mount Mansfield. We're underway at center. Harlow's pass intercepted by Magnet at center. Magnet gets it over the Mill River line. Let's fly, deflected by Russo now now McDevitt with it. Skates it up to center, up over the red line, and McDevitt sends it all the way in on Walcott. Has to make the save, and he'll scoot it around near corner, but LaBelle in for checking. LaBelle and Barron on a battle along the near boards. Harlow comes over, and Harlow sends it in behind Walcott. Goes to the far corner as Andy McDevitt collides with Amundsen, then collides with Magnan. Amundsen with it, swings it around near side for Tim Schaeffler. Hit a stick that was there, and it was kicked out toward the point. Harlow shot, knocked down, and here's Almy out to center. Almy splits the defense, and he is spun around by Russo as Harlow sends it all the way to the Cougar line, and now with it is McDevitt, right wing circle, fires in, and the save by Walcott. Kept alive by Sabrin, but Amundsen with it behind his own cage and starts it out left wing side. Amundsen sends it off Magnet at center, where McDevitt finds it, sends it back into the Cougar zone, where Amundsen gets it back out to Magnet at center. Magnet over the Mill River line, skates it left to right. Magnet to the right wing circle, backhander, save. Turgeon, a beauty, goes off the glass. Swung around out to the left point, Amundsen with it. Amundsen sent it to the circle, where it is intercepted by Mill River's Tony Russo. Skates it up over the red line, over the Mount Mansfield line, where he gets hit and brought down by Barron, and back forward Amundsen behind his own goaltender. And he sends it out right wing side, too far for everybody. Harlow lines it up at the point, shot deflected to the end board by Justin Sabrin. Amundsen with it, get hit by Rao and Justin Sabrin. Over there trying to dig it out was the Cougars as Harlow shot it in wide. Amundsen knocks it away. Now Ravi Parikh lost it to Rao. Goes back to Amundsen. Lost it to Justin Sabrin. Justin Sabrin far corner. Sent it behind the cage. The near corner. Barron though with it. To far. Far's pass goes too far for Travis Duval. And the men keep it alive. Rao from the right wing circle shoots wide. Comes all the way around the boards. And finally the Cougars come out with a Duval ridden down by Harlow. But Duval got it into the Mill River zone. And back forward is Tony Russo. 12:44 left of the game. We're tied up at 2 apiece. Russo lost it to Harrington. Down to the right wing circle. A save. Right skate save by Turgeon. And Harlow knocks it out to center, where Russell sends it back to the Mill River zone. And back forward is Nate Sabrin for the Minutemen. Sabrin swats it off the glass. It took a funny bounce. Had to pick it up near side at the net. And the Cougars keep it in. Now with a Cam Whitehorn. He clears it out to center, where B.J. Russell finds it. Steers it back into the Minuteman zone. Now Magnet along the far boards fires in, and we got a charging call coming in. Turgeon made the save there, but a charging call on Nate Sabrin, and so it'll be a Mount Mansfield power play with 12:12 left in the game in a 2-2 hockey game. There's Peter Bride seeing some ice time now for the Minutemen. He was on for a moment. Now Russo comes on. So Nate Sabrin is off for charging, and Mount Mansfield is on the power play. Harlow, LaBelle, and also on is Andy McDevitt and Nate Sabrin for Andy McDevitt and Cam Whitehorn for the Minutemen, as the Cougars have it in their own zone. They're on the power play. Diligently in forechecking is LaBelle. B.J. Russell trying to dig it out of the corner. LaBelle has it. Minutemen a man down here. LaBelle. Now Almy comes over. Almy digs it out. Almy sends it to Magnet left wing side. Magnet gets it out to Tim Schaeffler off his skate, and it ricochets off him all the way into the Minutemen zone, and back forward is Andy McDevitt. And at 28 left on the power play for Mansfield. Again, it's Nate Sabrin who's in the box for the Minutemen. As back forward is Ben Barron as the Minutemen cleared at the length of the ice. Ben Barron skates it up the middle, up to center. Left wing pass to Magnet. Magnet over the Mill River line to the left wing circle. Wrist shot, save by Turgeon, and he hangs on. 1:09 left on that penalty to Nate Sabrin. So much time left in the Mount Mansfield power play. 11:20 left in the game. It's 2-2 as Joey Harrington comes in, along with Phil Erickson and Dan Schaeffler for the Cougars, and Brent LaFaso is in. Dave Harlow, Tony LaRusso, Andy McDevitt for the Minutemen. Barron and Amundsen are at the points off the draw. It goes to Amundsen, and his shot deflected to the end board over for Tony Russo. Swats it around. It'll be kept in at the right point by Barron. Barron sends it to the corner, where Harlow goes over, picks it up, can't clear. Barron with it to the right wing circle. Barron sends it in front, and unable to line it up was Dan Schaeffler, but Harlow couldn't skate it out. Kept alive by Harrington. Sends it in front, went by Dan Schaeffler out to the left point to Amundsen. 40 seconds left in the Mount Mansfield power play. As in forechecking is Erickson, sent it in front. Harlow intercepts, sends it for the end board. It ricochets toward the far boards. Now Barron at the left point. Barron avoids McDevitt. Now with it is Erickson. Erickson now sent it to the left wing circle. Barron's shot deflected to the end board where Erickson got it back again. Now Dan Schaeffler with it in behind John Turgeon on a battle there with Russo. Comes loose for Joey Harrington along the far boards. To the left point to Amundsen. Shoots in, and it's deflected off the glass. Keeping it alive is Erickson, and Dan Schaeffler is shot wide. And we got a whistle as the cage came off the mooring. 8 seconds left on the Mount Mansfield power play. 10:20 left in the hockey game. It's 2-2 as Todd Farr comes in along with Ravi Parikh and Duval. Travis Duval for the Cougars. LaBelle and Rao, Whitehorn, and Russo for the Minutemen. The draw to the right of John Turgeon, or make it the left of John Turgeon. No, the right of John Turgeon. It'll be Travis Duval taking the draw from Mount Mansfield. LaBelle for the Minutemen. And the puck loose in the circle. It comes squirting in on Turgeon. He makes the save. Not sure if that came off the stick of Ravi Parikh, or it came off the stick of Duval. At any rate, Turgeon made the save, and we'll have the draw again to the right of John Turgeon. 3 seconds left on the Mount Mansfield power play. LaBelle and Travis Duval on the draw. Puck down, penalty over, both teams at full strength. Whitehorn tries to clear, kept in by B.J. Russell at the point. Shot knocked down, bouncing puck far, couldn't get a stick on it at the right wing circle. Russo can't clear, Amundsen keeps it in. Russo gets it back again. Russo to LaBelle. LaBelle clears out for Nate Sabrin, up over the red line, over the Cougar line. Nate Sabrin to the right wing circle, cuts it in on Walcott, and the shot is deflected up over the glass and out of play. I'm sure we got a stick on that to deflect it. It was either Amundsen or Russell. Nice job keeping Nate Sabrin away from cutting it in on Walcott. 9:49 left in the game. It's 2-2. Nate Sabrin, LaBelle, Andy McDevitt, Harlow, and Whitehorn for the Minutemen. Magnet and Olney and Tim Schaeffler along with B.J. Russell and Ben Barron for the Cougars. Here's McDevitt, top of the right wing circle, backhanded glove by Walcott, and he hangs on. And we'll have the draw to the left of the Mount Mansfield goaltender. It'll be Olney along with Nate Sabrin. It goes to McDevitt. McDevitt sends it to the end board for Sabrin. Sabrin had it deflected by Barron. Barron starts it out left wing side. Barron's pass goes too far for Magnet at center. Back for Cam Whitehorn. Sends it back toward his own zone for Harlow. Had to play it off the near boards. And he chops it up into the air. Got it out to center where Russell sends it back into the Minutemen zone. Back for Whitehorn. Whitehorn sends it along the far boards for McDevitt over the line. McDevitt skates it right to left now to Sabrin, and he scores! Nate Sabrin down the slot, and here come the Hats. That's the hat trick for Nate Sabrin as the Minutemen lead it 3-2 with 9:13 left in the hockey game. That's what you like to see, the Caps on the ice. The Caps and the Hats after a hat trick. Here comes another one. Nate Sabrin on the goal, and Andy McDevitt. And Cam Whitehorn on the assists as the Minutemen now lead it 3-2. Well, first year of varsity hockey, and the Mill River fans know what to do with those caps and hats after a hat trick. I don't want to see octopi, though, like they have in Detroit. Goodness no. 3-2, Minutemen play back in at center ice now. The Cougars have at their own zone Ben Barron. And Barron swats it out left wing side for Erickson. Erickson got it over the line. A Dan Schaeffler hit by Whitehorn. They both go down. Sabrin looking for it. Sabrin lost it to Erickson. Erickson to the right wing circle, ridden off the puck looking for it. Now Dan Schaeffler lost it to Russo. Russo sends it off far boards, going right by Amundsen all the way into the Cougar zone. And and steering it away was Walcott. Andy McDevitt over for it, hit by Amundsen. And McDevitt in behind Walcott. As he's got Nate Sabrin parked in front. Now Sabrin comes over to dig it out. We got a whistle for charging. With 8:31 left in the game, 3-2 Mill River. And Joel Amundsen, I believe, will be going off for charging for the Cougars, and the Minutemen will be going on the power play. So the Minutemen go on the power play with Russo, LaBelle, Rao, Nate Sabrin, and also Dave Harlow. The draw to the right of Walcott. Harlow taking the draw. Won by the Cougars, but they can't clear. Nate Sabrin straight on. Right pad save by Walcott, and he covers up on the rebound. Nate Sabrin almost had number 4 and almost had the power play goal. Minute 55 left on the Mill River power play. The Minutemen lead it 3-2. 8:25 left in the hockey game. Harlow with Magnan on the draw, and off the draw. Controlled by the Minutemen. Harlow had it. Near corner, got it to Rao. Back to Harlow. Back to Rao. Sent it to the end board for Harlow. And to chase it down far corner. Minutemen on the power play. Harlow out near the line. Right to left. Fires in. Deflected. And it floats in on Walcott. He has to make the glove save. I think initially he thought it would go behind him. And it kind of fluttered in there like a knuckleball, and he had to make the save. The draw to the left of Dagan Walcott. 1:35 left on the Mill River power play. Harlow will take the draw with Magnan. And off the draw, loose in the circle. TJ Russell tries to clear it out and does. Russo out near the red line for the Minutemen. Pokes the puck back into the Cougar line where Russell finds it and clears it the length of the ice. 1:22 left in the Mill River power play. 7:50 left in the game. And we had a high stick call. Somebody hit it with a high stick, and so they have a stoppage in play. Draw to the right of John Turgeon in the Mill River zone. It's Barron and Russell, Magnet and Tim Schaeffler in there right now. The 4 skaters from Mount Mansfield. McDevitt, Whitehorn, LaBelle, Nate Sabrin, and Dave Harlow for the Minutemen. And off the draw, Harlow sends it to Nate Sabrin, swats it around near side for Keith LaBelle. LaBelle starts it out left wing side, get it out to center, intercepted by Magnan. Magnan got it into the Mill River zone. Whitehorn with it now. Whitehorn starts it out up over the red line. Cam Whitehorn, the Mount Mansfield line, flips in on Walcott. He makes the save and drops it for Russell. 57 seconds left in the Mill River power play. Cougars can't clear it now. They do. Magnan skates it out to center over the red line. Magnan over the Mill River line. Shoots in, far boards. Easy save for Turgeon. Now Tim Schaeffler shoots it in, and it's sticked away easily by Turgeon for Nate Sabrin. 40 seconds left in the Mill River power play. Sabrin up, right wing side up to center. Nate Sabrin up over the red line, over the Cougar line. Nate Sabrin to the right wing circle. Sabrin to the end board. Nate Sabrin in behind Walcott. Bump, got it for McDevitt. McDevitt in behind the cage. McDevitt swings it to the right wing circle. Out to Harlow in the circle. Fans on it, and they can't clear though. Russo couldn't keep it in. Offside, Mill River. 18 seconds left in the Mill River power play. 6:49 left in the game. It's Mill River 3, Mount Mansfield 2. The Minutemen looking for their second win of the year. Nate Sabrin has scored all 3 Mill River goals. Joe Buckley skates on for the Minutemen with Harlow, Andy McDevitt, Russo, and also Nate Sabrin off the draw. Harlow and McDevitt. McDevitt backhands it into the Cougar zone. In behind his own goaltender goes Ben Barron. 10 seconds left on the Mill River power play, and Barron clears the length of the ice, and the Minutemen might not be able to get it started again on the power play. 2 seconds, 1. Both teams at full strength now as the Minutemen have it at center. With it is Harlow. Harlow over the Cougar line. Harlow to Buckley, shoots in, right pad save by Walcott. Barron got it out for Harrington, stolen away by Nate Sabrin in the left wing circle. Sabrin shoots it in, it's deflected. Harrington gets it at the circle. Joey Harrington skates it out for Mount Mansfield up over the red line, and he's ridden down by McDevitt as he got it in the Mill River zone. Over for it is Erickson to Almy. Almy's wrist shot saved by Turgeon, and he hangs on. 6:02 left in the hockey game. The Minutemen lead it 3-2. Dustin Sabrin on with Russo, Rao, Whitehorn, and LaBelle for the Minutemen. It is Erickson, Dan Schaeffler, Amundsen, and Barron for the Cougars. As I say that, the first line of Almy, Magnet, and Tim Schaeffler skate on, but Amundsen and also Barron remain at the points. Draw to the left of Turgeon. Almy looking for LaBelle. Backhands it up to center off the far boards. Over forward Amundsen, chopping at it for Magnet at center. He got it to Almy. Chris Almy now for Tim Schaeffler over the line. Shoots in, sticked away easily by Turgeon near corner. Russo trying to dig it on Almy in forechecking. Now LaBelle backhands it out to center. And it's poked for Barron. Barron gets it to Almy over the Mill River line. Almy shoots in, and the save, and on the rebound they score. Tim Schaeffler ties it up at 3-3. A backhander by Tim Schaeffler, his second goal of the game. Tied at 3 apiece, 5:34 left in the hockey game. And Schaeffler's got his second goal. The Schaefflers have scored all 3. Sabern's got all 3 goals for the Minutemen. Dan Schaeffler's got a goal, and Tim Schaeffler has 2 for the Cougars. That was off a rebound. Was off a rebound by Almy. Almy and Barron getting the assist. Almy took the original shot. Barron also getting an assist. So play back in. We're tied up at 3 apiece. It's in the Mount Mansfield zone. Back forward is Ben Barron. Barron sends it off left wing side, intended for Parikh, stolen away by McDevitt in the zone. McDevitt skates it right to left of the corner. McDevitt now wanted to go to LaBelle, and it is deflected. It goes to Parikh, and Sabern almost had it in front and deflected all the way back down into the Mill River zone as Turgeon leaves it for Harlow. 5:05 left in the game. We're tied up at 3 apiece. And a steal by Duval, but it's taken away by Harlow, and it clears at the length of the ice. It is no icing. It went maybe getting a piece of it. Somebody got a piece of it on the way through as the Minutemen control LaBelle, trying to center it for McDevitt. It's deflected out to center. Harlow back for it. Harlow now sends it back into his own zone for Whitehorn. Whitehorn chops it up to center for McDevitt. He steers it into the Cougar zone. In behind Walcott. Sabern in forechecking. He goes down. Joel Amundsen with it. Amundsen sends it for Barron left wing side. Barron up to center for Far to the red line. Fires all the way in on Turgeon. Makes the save. Back forward. Whitehorn up to McDevitt. McDevitt gets it up to center. Controlling up over the red line. McDevitt over the Cougar line. McDevitt to the right wing circle. Goes right by Amundsen. Backhander. Save. And they score. No, they're going to wave it off. Man in the crease. Somebody poked it in, but they are going to wave it off. Man in the crease, I believe. And so the score remains 3-3 with 4:13 left in the hockey game. We'll have the draw to the right of Dagan Walcott as Justin Saber and Mike Rao, Brett LaFasso, and Pete Pride are all in. Russo remains in for Mill River. 3-3 is our score. Now it's LaFasso, top of the circle, shot deflected to Russo, keeps it alive to the end board. Amundsen back forward, sends it to the far corner. Rao in forward, checking, hit by Russell. Magnet comes over. Rao got it back again at the circle. Rao lost it. Here's Magnet now. He can't clear. Kept in by Justin Saber and sends it in front where Amundsen sends it out to center. And now controlling it is Almy. His pass goes behind Tim Schaeffler into the Mill River zone and back for Russo. Russo at the end board, swats it around, kept in by Magnet. Magnet sends it to the end board. Pete Pride over forward, lost it to Almy. Almy and Pride collide. They both go down behind the cage. Magnet with it. Poke checked away by Rao. Now picking it up is Almy to Tim Schaeffler at the slot. Bumped by Russo. Puck loose to try to clear it out of there. Almy and Tim Schaeffler. Schaeffler and Almy both go down. Pete Pride tries to clear it out and does nicely up to Rao. Rao up to center. Rao up over the red line and gets it into the Cougar zone. Tries to skate it down at the end board. Russell beats him to the puck and sends it up for Tim Schaeffler. Can't clear. Kept in by Russo at the point. Russo sends it in behind Walcott and back for Joel Amundsen. Sends it around left side for Magnet. Magnet still in his own zone, shadowed by Justin Sabre. Puck comes loose. LaFasso shot saved by Walcott. And finally it's cleared around to the left point to Russo. Russo sent it to the end board and back forward is Joel Amundsen. Far corner. Amundsen sends it off Magnet to Almy, and Almy clears off the near boards, length of the ice. This will be icing against Mount Mansfield. And we'll have a draw back in the Cougar zone to the left of Dagan Walcott. It's 3-3, 2:40 left in the hockey game. LaFaso had a bin, and the save by Walcott just a few moments ago. It'll be Nate Sabrin, McDevitt, LaBelle, Whitehorn, and also Harlow for the Minutemen off the draw. Whitehorn along the far boards, shoots it in behind Walcott. Barron over for it, sends it to the far boards for Erickson. Erickson bump, Sabrin overskates it at the circle. Erickson got it back again. Erickson up to Harrington at center. Harrington up over the red line. Joey Harrington gets it into the Mill River zone, ridden off the puck by Harlow. Harlow is bumped as Dan Schaeffler sent it for Harrington. Wanted to go back to Schaeffler. Harrington got it back again. It's deflected here now. Coming up the other way is Nate Sabrin. Right by Russell into the Mount Mansfield zone. Sabrin skates it right to left, top of the slot, looking for it. LaBelle from the circle. Shoots it in wide. It comes all the way around the boards for Erickson. Erickson is hit as the puck comes up to center. McDevitt sends it back into the Cougar zone and is steered away by Walcott. He leaves it for Barron. A minute 52 left. 3-3 our score. That's much time left in the third period. Still in the Cougar zone. Puck loose in the circle. Erickson finds it. Erickson clears it up for Harrington at center. Harrington over the red line, hit by Russo. Now Whitehorn with it. We got a penalty coming up here against Mount Mansfield. Whitehorn over the line in the right wing circle. Whitehorn cuts it in. Backhander comes across the crease. Now Russo with it. At the end board. Russo in behind Walcott. Russo centering it for Buckley. Backhander save. Now Sabrin with it near corner. And it is finally touched up by Mount Mansfield. Here comes the whistle and here comes the interference call against Mount Mansfield with a minute 19 left in regulation, tied up at 3 apiece. And so Mill River has an opportunity here for all intents and purposes. We are in sudden death now, as going off for interference is Dan Schaeffler for Mount Mansfield. So the Minutemen go in the power play, a minute 19 left in regulation. We're tied at 3-3. Nate Sabrin's got all 3 goals for the Minutemen. Dan Schaeffler with a goal. Tim Schaeffler has a pair for Mount Mansfield off the draw. The Cougars finally send it all the way back into the Mill River zone. Back forward is Russo. The Minutemen are on the power play. Russo sends it up to center, too far for McDevitt. Chopped up into the air by Amundsen. LaBelle with it. LaBelle over the line. LaBelle right to left. LaBelle shoots in wide. Off the end board over for Tim Schaeffler. Overskates it. Kept alive by Nate Sabrin near corner. 53 seconds left in regulation. LaBelle shot save. And on the rebound, McDevitt overskates and it goes to the far corner. The Minutemen are on the power play. McDevitt far corner. Bumped by Amundsen. McDevitt keeps it alive. Sends it to Sabrin at the end board in behind Walcott. Swatted to the near corner. 38 seconds left in regulation. Tied at 3 apiece. And a minute 17 left on the Minutemen power play as it comes out to center. Harlow with it. Harlow sends it for Russo over the red line. Russo over the Mount Mansfield line. Russo right to left. Poke checked out to center and back forward McDevitt. It was poke checked away by Barron. 20 seconds left in regulation. McDevitt over the line to the right wing circle. Shoots in, save. Walcott sent it to the end board, back forward Barron. 12 seconds left in regulation. Sabrin with it. Sabrin shoots in, stopped in front by Barron, finds an opening and clears it the length of the ice. I think we're going to go into overtime. 4, 3, 2, 1. Russo plays the puck. We go to overtime. We're tied at 3-3. And, oh, my, what a hockey game, as the Minutemen have never trailed in this one. They have led 1-0. We're tied up at 1-1, led 2-1, tied up at 2-2, led 3-2. They were tied up at 3-3. The Minutemen will have a 42-second power play going into the sudden death overtime period. Nate Sabrin scored all 3 goals for the Minutemen, and Tim Schaeffler scored a pair for Mount Mansfield. Dan Schaeffler has a goal as well. So Sabrin's got all 3 for the Minutemen. The Schaeffler brothers got all 3 for the Cougars. We go to sudden death overtime. We'll be back shortly. We'll take this 60-second timeout. If nobody scores in 8 minutes, it goes into the books as a tie. This is the second game of our doubleheader. It was Brattleboro 5, Rutland 1 in the opener. Here it's 3-3, Mill River and Mount Mansfield. MSJ defeated Hartford tonight by a score of 6-4. And keep in mind, the Minutemen have a power play that will continue on into the sudden death overtime period. They have a power play for 42 more seconds. Just waiting for the clock to run down. Still about a little over a minute left in the little break between the end of the third period and the sudden death overtime period. Come on. Let's get this game going. Again, Nate Sabrin, all 3 goals for the Minutemen, and Dan Schaeffler scoring the first goal for the Cougars. Tim Schaeffler scored a pair. Tim Schaeffler tying it up at 3-3 with 5:34 left. The Minutemen have never trailed in this game. They've led 1-0, 2-1, and 3-2. Each time Mount Mansfield has come back to tie it, and we'll see what happens here. Minutemen going right to left as we look out in the sudden death overtime period. The Cougars going left to right. Let's see, this is I believe our 3rd overtime game of the year. We saw MSG in Brattleboro earlier. We saw the double overtime game, MSG in Hartford, and this overtime right now. And in all cases, our overtime game was part of a doubleheader. We already had a long night of hockey going on. It'll be Nate Sabrin, Keith LaBelle, Andy McDevitt, Dave Harlow, and Tony Russo for the Minutemen on the power play. Keep in mind, 42 seconds left on the power play. Almy with Tim Schaeffler, Ben Barron, and Joel Amundsen. In there right now for the Mount Mansfield Cougars, and here we go. We're underway in the sudden death overtime period, tied at 3 apiece. As the Minutemen get it into the Mount Mansfield zone, but they clear it out. Amundsen out to center. Now Harlow with it over the red line, poked away, but it goes back to Russo at his own line. Russo now to Andy McDevitt over the Mount Mansfield line, shoots it in, deflected to the end board by Amundsen. 22 seconds left on the power play. Now with it is Tim Schaeffler as he skates it out right wing side up to center for Mount Mansfield up over the red line. Flips it in, deflected by Harlow to the end board. 14 seconds left in the Mill River power play. And Harlow will start it up right wing side. 7:28 left in sudden death overtime. Pass intercepted by Barron, re-intercepted by Sabrin. Got it into the Cougar zone. And finally, Tim Schaeffler clears it out. Penalty over. Both teams at full strength. Russo with it over the red line. Russo shoots it into the Cougar zone. Deflects in behind Walcott to the far corner. Amundsen is hit by Andy McDevitt. Nate Sabrin over there. Dug it loose. McDevitt there. Also Almy there. Amundsen tries to clear it away. Kept in by Harlow at the point. And then he lost it to Almy. And Almy clears it the length of the ice. This will be icing against Mount Mansfield. So we will have the draw in the Cougar zone to the left of Dagan Walcott. 6:55 left in sudden death overtime. We're tied up at 3 apiece. But the Minutemen get the draw in the Cougar zone. It's Erickson, along with Dan Schaeffler, Joey Harrington, B.J. Russell, and also Ben Barron. For the Mount Mansfield Cougars, Justin Sabrin on the circle. Here's Brett LaFaso, shot from the slot, went in wide. B.J. Russell swings it around for Harrington along the near boards. And clear, Russell comes over, puck comes loose. Rao now at the end board, centers it for Justin Sabrin. It went by him. Russo couldn't get a stick on it as it's poked out to center and backboard. Cam Whitehorn sends it back into the Cougar zone where Barron has it. Barron stick handling out to center, up over the red line, over the Minutemen line. And it is offside, Mount Mansfield. 6:27 left in sudden death. It's 3-3. We'll have the draw just outside the Minutemen zone here as Almy and Tim Schaeffler and Magnet come in. Chris Magnet for the Mount Mansfield Cougars. Justin Sabrin, Rao, Brett LaFaso, Cam Whitehorn, and Tony Russo for the Minutemen. With it is Whitehorn, his own zone, sends it into the Cougar zone. Back forward is Russell. Flips it up to center off Magnet. Now Russo with it over the red line. Dumps it into the Cougar zone. Played off the near boards to the end board now by Ben Barron. Barron's pass intercepted by Justin Sabrin. Shot saved by Walcott. Now Tim Schaeffler sends it to the far corner for Chris Magnet. Magnet lost it to Andy McDevitt. Barron comes over though and shakes it loose to Magnet up to center. Magnet ridden off the puck of the red line. Whitehorn had it knocked down by Magnet. Got into the Mill River zone to the end board. Backboard Whitehorn behind his own goaltender. Starts it out left wing side for LaBelle. He lost it in the zone to Almy along the near boards. He's bumped. Puck comes loose. Whitehorn shoots it around up for Andy McDevitt, but intercepted by Magnet in the zone. Magnet sent it to the slot and then cleared out by Whitehorn to Andy McDevitt. McDevitt over the Cougar line, poked away by Barron. Now Nate Saban along the far boards, and finally it's kicked out to center by Magnet to the red line. Magnet skates it left to right, got it into the Mill River zone, and finally pokes it to the end board, backboard Harlow. 5:20 left in sudden death. We're tied at 3-3. Harlow on the fly, starts it out to center for the Minutemen up over the red line. Harlow right to left, have it poke checked away by Barron, but it goes right to Russo, and he dumps it into the Cougar zone, deflected all the way in on Walcott. He leaves it at the end board for Amundsen. Amundsen avoids LaBelle, starts it out left wing side, and Parikh gets it out to center now. Harlow sent it back to LaBelle, who steers it into the Cougar zone, and in behind Walcott goes Barron, but also Amundsen there, and Amundsen will start it off. Pass left wing side to Robbie Parikh, gets it up to Duval at center. Duval is hit, puck loose at the red line. Russo had it deflected. It goes to Buckley. Buckley sends it off the far boards for Rao, and he steers it in behind Walcott, Mount Mansfield zone. Back for it goes Ben Barron. 4:30 left in sudden death overtime. Still in the Mount Mansfield zone. Buckley sends it in behind Walcott. Amundsen swings it around for Robbie Parikh. Took a funny bounce, but it goes to Duval, and he backhands it out to center. Knocked down by Russo. Russo to Justin Sabrin. Sends it back into the Cougar zone, and back for Joel Amundsen. And Amundsen flips it all the way past Harlow into the Mill River zone. Harlow plays it in front of his own goaltender. 4:09 left in sudden death. We're tied at 3-3. Pass too far for Rao. Goes into the Cougar zone. This will be icing against Mill River. 4:03 left in sudden death overtime. Tied at 3-3, and the Cougars will get the draw in the Mill River zone. To the left of John Turgeon, Nate Sabrin, Keith LaBelle, Cam Whitehorn, Dave Harlow, and Andy McDevitt for the Minutemen. Chris Albee, Chris Magnet, Tim Schaeffler, B.J. Russell, and Joel Amundsen in there right now for the Cougars. The draw to the left of Turgeon. Off the draw, Sabrin looking for it. Sabrin gets it out to center for Andy McDevitt. Over the red line, he fires the puck in behind Walcott. Cougar zone, LaBelle. They've tried to dig it out of the corner. Now Nate Sabrin skates it down behind the cage. Sabrin skates it to the right wing circle along the far boards. Sabrin now for McDevitt. Can't quite chase it down. Russell with it. Russell swings it off the boards, but Sabrin steals the save by Walcott. On the rebound, LaBelle. The shot went behind the cage off the glass. Nate Sabrin along the far boards. LaBelle poking at it. Russell poking at it. Can't clear. Whitehorn keeps it in along the far boards. Sends it to the end board. Poking at it is Amundsen. Amundsen with it. Swats it around, and they can't clear. Harlow keeps it in at the left point. Knocked down by Amundsen. Swats it off the near boards. Intercepted by Harlow. Fires in. Deflected by Sabrin. Now with it, LaBelle. LaBelle's shot is deflected up over the glass and out of play. LaBelle had it halfway down the slot. The Minutemen putting on some pressure. 3:08 left in sudden death overtime. We're tied up at 3-3. Mill River and Mount Mansfield. And the draw will come outside the zone. That came off a Mill River stick. Nate Sabrin along with Andy McDevitt, Keith LaBelle, Dave Harlow, and Tony Russo. In there right now for the Minutemen. Off the draw, B.J. Russell had it in his own zone, pokes it out to center for Erickson. He pokes it into the Mill River zone and backboard Harlow. Harlow behind John Turgeon, shadowed by Harrington. Harlow starts it off left wing side, sends it out for LaBelle, who pokes it out, intended for Sabrin, knocked in by Barron, but back out Harlow, up over the red line. Harlow over the Mount Mansfield line. Harlow drops it for McDevitt, shoots in, save, stopped in front, and cleared the length of the ice by the Cougars. This will be icing. There's the Minutemen put on some pressure. 2:40 left in sudden death overtime. Justin Sabrin, Brent LaFaso, Mike Rao all come in for the Minutemen. Harlow and Russo are in. Olney, Magnet, Tim Schaeffler in there right now for the Cougars. Barron and also Russell, the draw to the right of Dagan Walcott. Bouncing puck in the circle. Ben Barron back for it. Sends it out for Tim Schaeffler. But LaFaso breaks it loose for Justin Sabrin. Backhands it to the far boards. Now Rao sends it in behind Walcott. Comes to the near corner. Brett LaFaso digs it out. LaFaso sent it to the end board, but over for it is Ben Barron. Ben Barron starts it up the middle now for the Cougars. Ben Barron up to center. Ben Barron up over the red line. Ben Barron over the Mill River line. Gets it to Tim Schaeffler. Shoots it in off the the glass behind Turgeon. Magnet keeps it alive, sending in front. Whitehorn steals. 2:08 left in sudden death overtime. We're tied at 3-3. Whitehorn gets it off Justin Sabrin up to center, and Barron with it. Barron stick handling, got it into the Minutemen zone. The Minutemen get it back out to center, and retreating Almy sends it back to Russell, his own zone. Russell up for Magnet at the red line. Magnet had it poked away, but now Barron with it. Barron skates it over the Mill River line. Poke checked away nicely by Whitehorn. Finally swatted in behind Turgeon by Tim Schaeffler. Russo tried to get up for Rao, kept in by Russell. Now Magnet with it, left wing circle. Whitehorn steals, can't clear, kept in by Barron, shoots it in, stopped in front. Whitehorn tries to clear, gets it out for LaBelle. LaBelle trying to clear, still in the zone, and LaBelle finally skates it out to center, then lost it to Russell, and Russell sends it off Magnet. Now with it is Almy over the Mill River line. Almy shoots in, save, Turgeon, bouncing puck, it goes to Russo, and finally Whitehorn gets it out to Sabrin, out to center. Minute 10 left in sudden death. Sabrin shoots in from outside the blue line, deflected off the board in behind Walcott. Now McDevitt with it in behind the cage. McDevitt to the end board, shadowed by Amundsen, goes down to his knees, pinned by Amundsen. Nate Sabrin tries to dig it out and does. Sabrin skates it to the left wing circle, shoots it in, save. LaBelle on the rebound, save, and covering it up on the short side is Dagan Walcott, and we have a stoppage in play. 49 seconds left in sudden death overtime. We're tied at 3-3. The draw to the right of Dagan Walcott in the Mount Mansfield zone, and Mount Mansfield wants its timeout. So we'll recap the scoring. Nate Sabrin, the hat trick for the Minutemen. Dan Schaeffler has scored. Tim Schaeffler's got a pair of goals for the Mount Mansfield Cougars. And that's the scoring, 3-3 with 49 seconds left in sudden death overtime. We'll have a 7th Player Award winner at the end of the game from H.A. Eddy Energy Fast Break on Woodstock Avenue, and a J.P. Carrera & Sons Most Valuable Player at the end of the game. And again, everybody getting their prizes sometime in the future. We get a little bit behind, but they'll all get their prizes. Coming up on a Friday night, girls basketball, it'll be MSJ hosting Arlington. We'll be on the air at 7:20 with a pregame show. Saturday afternoon, girls basketball, Rockland High hosting CVU. We'll be on the air at 2:20. Saturday night, we have hockey action. It'll be Mill River. We'll see Mill River again against MSJ on Saturday night beginning at 6:50. Here it's 3-3, all tied up, sudden death overtime, 49 seconds left. If nobody scores in 49 seconds, this will go as a tie. Of course, the other two overtime games that we saw did go to a conclusion. The MSJ Hartford game, the first one in the Christmas tournament, would have been in the holiday tournament here at Royce Mandigo, would have been a tie ordinarily, but it was played to a conclusion because it was in the holiday tournament. Of course, the Brattleboro MSJ game did have a winner, as MSJ won it in the first sudden death overtime, the only one that they would have during the regular season. Now Mill River wants its timeout. So for myself to get a little breather here, we have timeout, Mill River. Let's take this 30-second break. We'll be right back. To back, 49 seconds left here in sudden death overtime. It is 3-3. Nate Sabrin scoring all 3 goals for the Minutemen, and the Schaeffler brothers scoring all the goals for Mount Mansfield. Dan's got 1, Tim's got a pair. Dagan Walcott and John Turgeon have been tough in their respective nets tonight. And they have kept everybody off the board here in the sudden death overtime period. Andy McDevitt, Nate Sabrin, Tony Russo, Keith LaBelle, and Dave Harlow for the Minutemen. Joel Amundsen, B.J. Russell at the points for the Cougars. Ben Barron also in there. Amundsen and Barron and Russell, along with Almy, and also in there is Tim Schaeffler. Actually, I guess Barron will be up here. He's usually been a defenseman. Almy will take the draw with Nate Sabrin. Goes to the top of the slot to LaBelle, to Harlow. Shoots it in, deflected to the circle. Harlow gets it back and rifles it in high over the glass and out of play. 41 seconds left in sudden death overtime. Draw to the left of Dagan Walcott now in the Mount Mansfield zone. Chris Almy will take the draw for Mount Mansfield. Nate Sabrin for the Minutemen. The Minutemen do have the draw in the Cougar zone. No, they won't. They'll come out of the zone now. As again, that went out of play off a Mill River stick. That's why it's out of the zone. It'll be Nate Sabrin taking the draw for the Minutemen. Chris Almy for the Cougars. And off the draw, bouncing puck, not past the red line, backhanded by Russo for McDevitt. McDevitt gets it over the Cougar line. McDevitt gets it to LaBelle, left wing circle, cuts it in on Walcott, shoots and scores! Keith LaBelle wins it for Mill River, 4-3 with 30 seconds left in sudden death overtime. The Minutemen have their second win of the year. Keith LaBelle gets the game winner from Andy McDevitt. LaBelle wins it for Mill River, 4-3. Minutemen in sudden death overtime. We'll wrap it up after this 60-second timeout.